So in this part 1 we will be discussing two types of problems which can be solved very easily through shortcuts, and if these problems are done through traditional methods then they consume 5 or 6 times more time than consumed through shortcuts. So these are based on percentages, and the first type of shortcut which I am going to discuss is when a quantity x is increased or decreased by a certain percentage and we are required to find a new quantity. Now this is a very simple question of percentage, but if done through traditional method it will consume 20 seconds at least, but this question can be done in a matter of 3 to 4 seconds only using a shortcut. Now if x is increased or decreased by y%, then we have to find a new quantity, and this new quantity can easily be found out by using this expression. We write the quantity x first and then we write 1 plus or minus y%, that is y upon 100. So if the quantity x increases then we will use the positive sign, and if it decreases then we will use the negative sign. Like I have two examples written here, a very common example which is very frequently asked in competitive exams. So this is regarding the strength of a school. The original strength is given, it is 1800, and the strength has now increased by 12%, and now we need to find the new strength. Obviously the traditional method, you can find 12% of 1800 and then add that increase to 1800, you will find the new strength. But through this method you can find it directly, like x here is 1800, so 1, now it is increased, so 1 plus 12% means 12 upon 100. So if you take LCM will be 100, so you can cancel out two zeros. So your answer will be 18 multiplied by 100 plus 12, 112. Only a simple multiplication, 18 into 112, and you will get the final answer. This is 2016. So the new strength of the school is 2016. Likewise, we can have one example in which we have the quantity decreased by a certain percentage. So here the consumption of a commodity is, original consumption is given 27,000. This is x, so this value will be x, and the percentage here given is 8%, and the decrease. So we need to focus on just these three statements. This is x, decrease means you have to use negative sign, and 8% means this is the value of y. So 27,000, 1 minus 8 upon 100. So again two zeros you can cancel after taking LCM. So this will reduce to 270 and multiplied by 100 minus 8, that is 92. So if you multiply only these two terms you will get the final answer. So it is decreased here, so you have to multiply. Now 20, this is a simple calculation which you have to make now. 27 multiplied by 92. Now this 27 multiplied by 92, you can again use one of my tricks which I have discussed in my earlier videos using the Vedic method. So 7 to the 14, 4, 1 carry, 9 7 the 63, and 2 to the 4. So 63 plus 4 gives you 67, plus 1 68, so 6 carry, and 9 to the 18 plus 6 24. So 24840 is the new consumption of the commodity. So you see, using this simple shortcut will enable you to solve these type of problems in competitive exams in just a matter of 2 to 3 seconds only. Let us come to another type of problem based on percentages. Now this problem is goes like this: what percent of A is B? Now you are given two quantities and we have to find what percent of this bigger quantity is a smaller quantity. Now again you can assume the percentage as x and solve this question, but that will take 20 seconds. Now through a shortcut you can solve this in 3 seconds time. So very easy shortcut, just write b upon a and multiply it by 100 to get the percentage. Now this is the simple shortcut which we are going to use for solving these type of problems, wherein we have to find the percentage Now we have two examples here. See, what percent of 1500 is 400? This is a bigger quantity and this is a smaller quantity. So smaller quantity is B. Now this is B and this is A. So just write B upon A multiplied by 100. So two zeros cancelled. 400 upon 15, if you cancel that by 5, you will get 80 upon 3. So 80 upon 3%, or you can reduce it to mixed fraction also if required. Now coming to the final example of this trick, the population of a town decreased from 80,000 to 75,000. So what is the percentage decrease? Now you have to find the percentage decrease. So for finding the decrease, you just see how much is the decrease and divided by the original population and multiplied by 100. So here we see that it has decreased from 80,000 to 75,000, so a decrease of 5,000, and the original population was 80,000, so you have to multiply it by 100 to get the final percentage. So you cancel out, a number of zeros are here, so you can cancel out. So 8 goes 4 times, but 10 goes 5 times. So 25 upon 4% is the percentage decrease in population, or you can reduce it to fraction also. So this will come out to be 6.25% decrease in population. Now this problem is based on a very simple shortcut, and it can be solved through this shortcut in a matter of 4 seconds only. Now if you do not know this shortcut, this will consume a lot of time because you need deep understanding of this concept of percentage. So the problem goes like this. Say there are two quantities A and B, and we are given that A is 20% more than B. Now we need to find what percentage is B less than A. Now obviously A is 20% more than B, so A is greater. Now we need to find the percentage by which B is less than A. Now this type of problem can be solved using this shortcut. Now if X is P% more or less than another quantity Y, then Y is, now this is the shortcut, you need to just put the percentage here in place of the P, and if there is more this word in the question, like here we have this word more, then we put a positive sign in the denominator. Similarly, if the question is based on less type of questions, this involving the word less, then you have a negative sign in the denominator. So P is the percentage given and plus or minus sign depending on the word which is given in the question. As simple as that. Now let us try and understand this using this question. Now the percent, we need to find the required percentage. The required percentage can be found out by using this percentage formula. So 100 into P. Now P is the given percentage, which is 20% here. So 20, and since we have the word more here, so more means positive sign. So we have 100 plus P is 20. So this will give us the required percentage, which is the answer. So this is 2000 upon 120. 0 cancels out. We can cancel this out by 4, I'm sorry, 4. So 50 upon 3%. This is the required percentage by which B is less than A. Similar problems can be solved using this shortcut. Again, now here we have, in place of more, we have less. So required percentage is 100 into P. P is 10 here upon 100. Now since we have the less word, so less word means negative sign, so we have negative sign. So this is 1000 upon 90. 10 cancels out, and 100 upon 9% is your answer. Obviously you can convert all these fractions into mixed fractions if your answer given is in mixed fraction. Then another statement problem, Ram and Shyam, two persons. Ram secured 20% marks less than Shyam. So we need to find how much percentage was Shyam's marks more than Ram's. So required percentage again 100 multiplied by P is 20 here. So upon, now since we have the word less here, so just write minus sign in between the two terms in the numerator. So we get 2000 upon 80. So 1 0 cancels out. Again we can cancel this out. Exactly 8 goes 25 times 200. So 25% is your answer. Another question, say bag, there are two bags containing marbles and we have compared them. Bag A contains 40% more, 40% more marbles than bag B. What percentage less marble are contained in B as compared to A? Again the same question. So 100 multiplied by 40 upon, now we have the more word here, so we need to write positive sign in the denominator. So this will give us 4000 upon 140. So 0 cancels out and we can cancel this out by 2. So 200 upon 7%, or you can reduce it, 7 2s are 14, 16, 7 8s are 56, 4 by 7%. So likewise you can solve number of problems based on this simple shortcut, and when I solve this these 4 questions on the board, you will think as if this is very easy, but you know, knowledge of this shortcut has made this problem easy. But if you do not know this shortcut, then this will consume a lot of time when you solve it through the traditional method. Now for this we are going to undertake a problem of a situation when a quantity is first increased by a particular percentage and then another increase or decrease in the quantity, and we have to find the net percentage change in the value of that quantity. Now for learning the concept, we will assume the percentage change in the first instance to be X% and then the second change to be Y%. So X% and Y% changes in the value of any commodity or any item. We have to find the net percentage change in the value. Now for this, if you apply the traditional method, then you have to first find X% of the value and then assume the value first, then find the X%, then get the new value, then find Y% of the new value and then add or subtract, and then again for finding the net percentage change you need to apply another formula. So that consumes at least 30 seconds to solve this question, even if your speed is good. So by learning a shortcut, we can solve this problem in a matter of 6 seconds only, or even less if you practice this for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If you practice 7 or 8 questions, you can solve this verbally also. So the shortcut for this goes like this. Say we have two percentages, so net percentage change in the value can be obtained by adding the two percentages and adding yet another quantity by taking the product of the two changes and dividing it by 100. Now this percent will be the net percentage change in the value of the commodity. Now if there is increase, now you need to remember this, if there is increase, then this percentage is taken as positive, and if the value decreases by a particular percentage, then you have to take this as negative. So depending on the given change, whether it is positive or negative, profit or loss, increase or decrease, you have to choose the sign of x and y here. So this is a very important shortcut for all competitive exams, especially bank exams, clerical aptitude and numerical ability tests, wherever it is involved. So to understand this rule and to apply this, we will take 3 or 4 questions and we will see how simple the problem become if we have knowledge of this shortcut. So this is the first direct question I have taken. See, a quantity is first increased by 10% and then further increased by 5%. So both the times the quantity has been increased. So when there is increase, we assume them as positive. So net percentage change is obtained by just substitute the values of x and y here, the two percentages 10 and 5. So 10 plus 5 plus 10 into 5 by 100. 10 plus 5 is 15 and 1 0 cancels out. 5 by 10 is 0.5. So your direct answer is 15.5% change in the value of the quantity. See, no assuming of quantities and no finding of percentages also, just knowledge of small shortcut and we arrive at the answer. Similar to this, one more question. Now we will assume one increase and one decrease. So again, net percentage change. Now see, 20% increase, that means we have to take 20 as positive. So 20 x is positive. Now 10% decrease, so we will assume y as negative. So y is 10%, 10 is here, so minus 10. Now again, when you take the product, x is positive and y is negative, so the net result, the product of x and y will be negative. So negative of x into y upon 100. So this will give you 20 minus 10 is 10, minus 2 zeros cancelled, 2, that is 8% change in the quantity. Remember one more thing, that when you obtain the final answer as positive, the net percentage change is increased, and if you obtain this final answer as negative, then the net percentage change is negative, means the value of the commodity has decreased. Let us take one more example. Now A sells a bicycle to B at 30% profit. Now B is selling the same to C at 30% loss. One is profit, one is loss. Find the net percentage change in the value of the price bicycle. Now net percentage change. See, now 30% profit here. So now 30% profit means x is 30 positive and 30% loss is negative. So 30% profit plus x, so x is 30 and 30% loss, so y is also 30 but it is negative because there is loss, and net change will be negative. Why? Because x is positive, y is negative, so product will be negative. So 30 into 30 upon 100. The answer for this, 30 gets cancelled here, 2 zeros cancelled, so minus 9%. That means 9% decrease, because you have obtained the final answer as negative, so there is 9% decrease in the value of the bicycle. Similar to this question can be solved. The price of a commodity is increased by 8% and next year it got reduced by 10%. So one increase and one decrease, and you have to find the net percentage change. So NPC, 8% increase, so 8, then 10% reduction, so minus 10, minus 8 into 10 upon 100. So 8 minus 10 is minus 2 and minus 8 upon 10 is 0.8. So minus 2.8%, that means 2.8% decrease. See, the knowledge of this shortcut will enable you to solve this problem in a matter of 4, 5 or 6 seconds only, depending on your speed. but traditional method does not apply in competitive exams. Even for small children, this concept is very important because they can check their answer. They have to solve that by traditional methods. Of course, in school they do not allow these shortcuts, but through shortcuts they can check their answer whether through the traditional method they have obtained the right answer or not. So keep learning and share and subscribe the channel if you like it.